the Batman on this week's episode of Cartoon Buffoons. I'm your host, Wyatt, and who is here with me today, as always?
Hello, I'm Morgan. I was Greg Universe's college roommate.
That's interesting. And who is our very special guest for today's episode?
It's WB. Kids WB. Or is this podcast stupid or something?
Yeah.
Jesus. Look, you two. Cartoon's greatest buffoons.
Yeah.
Am I the only one right here knows the difference between Cartoon Network and Kids WB? Jesus. No Habla TV guide, fellas?
So we're here to talk about... thank you, Rexy, by the way, is returned.
Hi.
Yeah, has returned for the third time now.
It's been 3 times. They know me.
Guest.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for this lovely jacket. Oh my god.
Yeah,
we're going to need that back.
Jacket.
We're going to need that back when the episode's over. Yeah, we have one jacket. We give it to guests to wear when they record it, then we take it back. So.
Yeah.
Do I have to give the plaque back too?
Yes.
You actually do have to give your clothes back as well. You have to go home naked, unfortunately. So
yeah, that's
my new shoes.
Too bad. I'm sorry.
That shit.
Well,
but we're here to talk about The Batman, which you're right is a kids WB show that aired on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and
then led into an actual Batman show that was a Cartoon Network show. So I figured, what the hell? We talked about Justice League. We might as well talk about this weird fucking thing that just happened between Justice League and Batman the Brave and the Bold. It's a show that not that many people really remember or care about. But we are here. We have all gathered to talk about it.
Also, me and Wyatt are like angry gods. Like we're like on the scale of the Christian god and Zeus, we're very much Zeus coded. So we can do whatever the fuck we want. I'm a swan right now. Your wife is giving me sexy eyes. I'm gonna have sex with your wife.
Yeah. What does that have to do with what we're talking about, Morgan?
I mean, we can pick whatever we want, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Dude,
there's a guy named Zeus in this show.
Zeus
works.
is literally in the show, bro. Zeus is literally in the show. I can make references to Zeus
also,
being animals and having sex.
Old Testament God, famous bad guy, famously angry and pissed off all the time, doing bullshit like that.
Okay, you can be Old Testament God and I'm Zeus. You're Old Testament God, I'm Zeus. Fine, all right? That's how we work it.
But, yeah. So I want to ask, of course, if any of us had any history with the show before we launch into our discussion. And I'll start with Rexy. I don't know if you asked to be on this or if we just forced you to be on this. I really can't remember.
It was a little bit of both.
A little column A, a little column B, a little bit of mix.
Yeah, we were just
during the
they would want to be on this one, so that's
I somehow became the unofficial Batman girl of Cartoon Buffoons.
Yes.
We need her on an episode to talk about the Batman, the Batman show, the Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my history with this show actually started more with the comics than the cartoon itself. Okay, do either of you remember Johnny DC?
No.
What are you saying?
No one does.
Okay.
So Cartoon Network, they had their little comics line. They were just, comics based on the show.
Right.
And the DC ones, Justice League, Teen Titans, The Batman, they were under the banner of Johnny DC, who was this little guy who was just hey kids, read comics about Batman, and that was it.
Yeah.
They didn't try to give him a character or anything, but I distinctly remember him because what the fuck is Johnny DC?
That means nothing.
Yeah.
That's...
But anyway, yeah, so my first exposure was a free comic book day comic that had Batman on the cover, and I was like, well, Batman exists.
Yeah.
So I picked it up. And it was a very mid-story with kind of a cool art style featuring the Penguin, which I think sums up the show perfectly.
I think that's pretty good Maybe a pretty good assessment of it. I guess I'll ask,
so
was this your first exposure? Like, was this after or before you watched, like, BTAS and Superman and Justice League and all those shows?
Yeah, this was my first Batman show, because, like, I'd seen, clips and pieces of, like, Batman, TAS, and Justice League and all that stuff, but I never sat down and watched it. Because, like I mentioned in the Justice League episodes, those shows, just seeing out-of-context trailers of them, they scared me. I thought that was a show for grown-ups.
Yeah.
But the Batman...
so funny as shit.
The Batman didn't really have that problem, because I watched it and I'm like, oh, this is like a cartoon for babies, like me.
Right. Morgan, how about you?
This is a silly cartoon they sell toys for.
Yes, and I'm used to that. It's new. It doesn't scare me. I'm comfortable with that because I watch Power Rangers and Transformers.
I love to be sold shit. The selling you shit part of cartoons is so good. My relationship to the show is I watched it. And I rewatched it years later, and I was like, guys, I don't think the show's as bad as it makes it out to be. Listen, look, this show is a toy commercial, but I had some of the toys, I think the Joker design is really good. I think all designs are good. So, like, this is a cool toy commercial. Like, I remember having the toys in store and, like, seeing them and all that stuff and getting some of them. I do think that, like, this show, even though I saw Justice League and other stuff first, this is one of the things I remember from a kid, like really grabbing onto me, though.
Yeah.
I vividly remember, like, those first episodes with the Joker and stuff like that. But I don't think I ever, like, die-hearted on this show the way I did Justice League or Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
So, like, really coming into this, I just want to go, I'm like, okay, I defend the show all the time as, like, not being as bad as people say it is. And I just want to know, am I full of shit? It happens rarely, but it happens a lot, too. Am I full of shit?
Mm-hmm. Well, we will discuss that. My history is pretty simple. I knew of its existence. I wasn't... I think this was, like, definitely past the point that I was watching a lot of kids' WB. Just because, like, certain things that were airing on kids' WB after around this point, I wasn't really familiar with. So, like, the Millennium World stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or this, or whatever, like, in 2004. Like, just that stuff, I just wasn't really familiar with it. So, like, I think I've seen, like, a couple episodes of this before, maybe, like, when it aired on Cartoon Network. Other than that, my only huge exposure to it was Batman vs. Dracula, the movie, which aired on Toonami at one point. Let's see. I guess it was 2005. Maybe was when it aired, because I remember it, like, premiering. And I can't tell you how I feel about that movie because it was 20 years ago, and I was violently ill when that movie was on television, and I was like projectile vomiting into, like, popcorn buckets, and, like, big bowls and things like that.
At your home, you just had popcorn buckets for that?
No. Well, the bowl is what I meant. Like a bowl, like, where you would mix
you fucking asshole. You said popcorn bucket, so I assumed
you
had a popcorn bucket.
Corrected.
You did say bucket.
Like a
It was like, whoa, you saw this in the theaters? You saw its limited theatrical release?
Look, I know you corrected, you bitch, but you fucking said it to me like I'm stupid. Like, a bowl more than you ever...
A bowl, you hear about this in culinary school? Yeah. Hello?
Said it to me like Patrick, he, she, they bowl, you fucking...
Yeah.
Like...
Patrick I was going to make a Patrick pronoun joke, but never mind. Anyway, so Batman vs. Dracula... I didn't watch it for this, podcast. I was like, whatever, who gives a shit. Did anybody watch this?
Yeah, I ended up missing it.
Because, no offense to the Batman show, right? Mm-hmm. The cover of Batman versus Dracula looks so dog shit. Like, the box.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I'm watching that dog shit. It looks so bad. It looks like one of those like learn easy to read books like you get for your kid. Like I want my kid to read, so I gotta get the Batman book. That's what the cover of that fucking movie looked.
The Batman versus Dracula on Leapfrog.
It looks like a Leapfrog book, and I'm like, I'm not watching that. You can't make me.
I think in general, I guess when we can like launch into the discussion of this show, I like, and this isn't necessarily me saying the show is good or bad. But this show is the What's New Scooby-Doo of Batman in a lot of ways.
Oh, no, you're cooking. I get what you mean.
And it was created around the same time, so it feels like it was kind of like a stylistic thing. And I've also compared it to Lunatics Unleashed, which we'll get into.
Crazy.
Which is very harsh. Wow.
But... it just makes you think, like, you think back to the 90s, what was going on with Scooby-Doo. Oh, it's like those direct-to-video movies by Mook. They have, like, this gorgeous Japanese-American co-production animation to them. They're very, like, they have, like, a very distinct atmosphere. They're trying to, like, take and elevate the, like, Scooby-Doo formula and make, like... what if they were dealing with real fucking witches and aliens and etc. Whereas What's New Scooby-Doo is sort of just like, what if we took the popularity of that and just like crammed it down into something that's like pretty cheap and easy to produce, and a little bit like safe, that we could just sort of keep pumping out episodes of it. And nobody will really care one way or another, like, about any type of character or continuity or whatever.
Like a nutrient paste of, like, what they had before. Like, not real food, but just, like, an easy-to-make nutrient. The little roach bars from Snowpiercer. That's what they want to give you.
Pop it in the microwave, you know?
Yeah. And it's a little more consumerist and, like, here you go. And look, he has his, like, robot armor and... Dude. Oh, look at this new vehicle he has. And, whatever.
Now that we're talking about the show proper. Oh, go ahead, Rexy, you go first.
Like, okay, we're all Transformers fans here.
Yeah, Transformers and me and Wyatt are Sentai and, like, Kamen Rider fans. We have no legs to stand on here. But go ahead, Rexy.
Yeah, I'm sure toyetic is not a bad word to any of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my favorite animated films is the Lego Movie, and that's a giant toy commercial.
Yeah.
It got distracting in this show. It's just repeated. It keeps coming up over and over. You don't get a break.
The first 3 episodes, these niggas go out of their way to go, guys, Batman needs a new suit to fight fucking Jim. Like, it feels like, like, at some point, I'm like, all right, guys, this is getting kind of ridiculous. Like, oh, he needs a new suit to fight Mr. Freeze. Oh, is the suit any different? No, he just has flamethrowers on his arms and the suit's white. Now, nigga, why exactly... do we need a whole new suit for this? Give him the new mech suit to fight Bane. Give him the new I'm like, guys, look, come on. Come the fuck on.
He needs his electric suit to defeat, like he needs his like Pokemon weakness chart, different suits to defeat different people.
Batman's catchphrase in this show is basically buy all our playsets and toys.
Yeah. No, I love it. Like, oh guys, Firefly's here. But like, how am I going to catch Firefly? I know, with my new cool jet suit. I'm like, fuck off, dude. Listen, I get it. And there's like a level of like realism that we need to have as like people, grown ass fucking people that watch toy shows and like kids TV. This is too much. Me as a kid, I'm like this, guys, is late stage capitalism ruining my kids' cartoons? What? Like
I kind of felt this way with like Transformers Armada, which is around the same time as well. Transformers Armada. And especially Energon, which even as a kid I thought fucking sucked.
Right.
It does. Do not try to.
I didn't say anything. You are the one that got triggered. I'm just saying. All right. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Cybertron. That one was a little less of a like. I mean, it definitely had the toys like. Here's 30 seconds of them transforming every single episode.
But it was peak, so it was peak.
Yeah, but that was cool. And the keys are gimmicks, but they're less cool go to the store and buy them gimmicks than like the mini cons were, or the Super Link combining two guys together, which always
pants
fucking
mode.
terrible.
All right.
And Energon, they brought those types of toys back for Earthspark, and it looks so fucking bad that I just
it paid off great.
Yeah, it paid off great. We all love like Earthspark Season 2, truly the pinnacle of Transformers fiction. But anyway,
that toy line's going strong today, baby.
I'm sitting here chewing on like my fucking wrist to not start defending Energon and Kicker. It's like I'm literally losing my mind. I'm like
Wait,
drooling.
It was like a thing when we first met that you're like, I fucking hate Kicker.
No, I do hate Kicker, but I'm also a giant cock. So I wrapped around and going, no, Kicker sucks so bad, he goes crazy. Like, I just... Anyway, yeah, like, the show's a toy commercial, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, and that's not to say that the original Batman the Animated Series was not a toy commercial, by the way. I know people like to pretend that it's like some fucking, like...
high art.
Cinema Paradiso, whatever, like, high art, but... you go back and look at the commercials and there was like, Ice Armor Batman or whatever. Like that shit existed in the 90s. It may not have been in the show, but they definitely marketed the show.
I had like a Scuba Batman toy and I didn't even watch the show. That's how prolific it was.
Yeah.
See, like that's my issue with the Batman, right? As a kid, I used to go, man, it's weird that like he has all these toys, but this isn't in the show. And now that I grow, I'm like, no, that's actually good. I don't want to see Batman with like I'm like, I don't need Batman to have his like super duper stealth suit Batman in the show. And so I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? I will say though, they look good at least. Like when he had like I think like the like snow suit Batman, like the one he wears in like the Mr. Freeze episode, while it is fucking stupid, it looks cool. Like the fact that like he takes it, like his mouth hole's gone and like he's like in all white, he looks sick at least. Like this art style's made to make cool box art for toys. Like
it just every time there was a new episode, you like count by inches how big the ozone hole was widening.
Yeah, I guess maybe not the problem I have, but like, yeah, I think that what the show does different from BTAS is that its actual content and its marketing are way more aligned, so it feels more cynical.
Yeah,
when you see these toys, I don't necessarily think like the thing being a cynical toy commercial has to be like a millstone around its neck.
Yeah.
So, and I agree that like sometimes you can just look at, like we just talked about fucking Ben 10, and that's like
I'm so
that's
sorry.
also a toy commercial like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah. But like,
he turns into 10 cool action figures, So
that's the most toy commercial show that wasn't literally made by Hasbro.
The thing is, I think the thing about Ben 10 is that it was like in the conceit for the show. Like, if Batman as a show was like, this is the guy of the many suits, that would be something passable because it's part of the show. It feels awkward sometimes. I will say, however, though, that, like, I think this show is probably, like, and this is crazy, I think some of the later seasons are better than the first season and, like, the second season, right? Okay. But I think the first and second season have the most heart in a weird way. It's weird that we're, like, the toy season, they have the most heart.
I think I can put it into words. The first two seasons feel the most like they were doing what they wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, the thing about this show, The Wire context, people always compare it to Batman the Animated Series, but there's another really big shadow hanging over the show, and that's Batman Begins. Because that comes out the next year after this premieres.
I think this show gets his ass kicked from all corners. Go ahead, I'll let you finish first. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's like, a big part of the show is that they were limited in what they could do by what Warner Brothers was doing with Batman Begins. Like, the reason Two-Face and Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul don't show up in the show is because they were characters who were being considered for Batman Begins, and they didn't want to have too much overlap, I guess. It's the same reason Robin couldn't show up until Teen Titans ended. It's the reason you couldn't get any Batman villains on JLU, because they had to be for this show. It's absolutely a show where you can feel it being strangled by the executives.
I also
That's
think
the first
weird
two seasons
that
feel
fucking
like
Robin does not show up until like
Mhm.
pretty late. into
Yeah.
the show, like after Batgirl, like,
Actually-
like yeah.
Actually, if I can
go ahead.
if I can just like derail real quick, speaking of Batman Begins, there's actually a really cool piece of trivia I found out about it that I really want to say real quick. So Christian Bale, when he was training for the part of Batman, previously he played Patrick Bateman, who's not a feminine role, but more svelte and softer than a macho character like Batman. So being method and everything, he actually started taking low doses of tea to prepare for Batman. And when asked about it in interviews, he said, "Yeah, in order to get from Bateman to Batman, I had to drop the E."
That's pretty good.
Woo! I hate you. I hate you so much.
Good, yeah.
It's a bad.
Thank you, ladies and germs.
I can't wait to fly where you are and beat you with a hammer. But like I think this show not only gets its ass kicked by the Batman stuff, I think it also gets its ass kicked by like executives, because like we'll talk about it when we get to the other seasons. They go, could it be more like Justice League?
Oh God!
I guess, can it be more like the movies? Like this show constantly at every turn is being told something different every season after the second. And it bums me the fuck out. Like, it bums me out so bad to, like, watch it happen. Like, I think, like, very often you'll see, like, executive interference in a TV show, and it won't be the most obvious thing in the world, but you go, oh, that makes sense, right? This show, like, is very obvious that someone was like, what if we did?
Yeah.
And some of the choices are just baffling.
Yeah, they're really
like,
bad.
A lot of it you can sum up with, like, the season 3 theme song change.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But yeah, I guess let's start off with so basically
like Batman himself, or do you want to?
Yeah, I was gonna say like the conceit of the show. How is different from normal Batman? Then we talk about Batman himself and like his rogues gallery. Because I do think we should wait on Barbara and Dick until like the later season we talk about them. But
yeah,
the thing about like so this show basically is you're following Batman. He's already 5 years in. We're not even like bothering with like Batman starting up and stuff like that in the show, which I think is a good call. We won't really do that until years later in different shows. But
this is like a younger Batman, but he's been around for.
Yeah, this is like a he started at 20, he's 27 now, Batman. Batman here is voiced by Reno Romano, who is also the voice of, I think this is very funny. I don't know if anyone knows about Spider-Man Unlimited.
Oh, do I know about Spider-Man Unlimited? Okay.
Is that
with the high evolutionary and all
yeah.
that
He's Peter Parker in that. He's Peter Parker in that, which I think is
one
very
of the few
funny.
actors who has played Batman and Spider-Man.
Ooh.
But yeah.
And he's sorry, you go ahead.
No, you go first. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing: he's played Batman and Spider-Man, both of them, and I think he is not great as either.
Yeah, that's
I'm
point.
I'm gonna put my hater cap on, just like slightly askew, not all the way on. Ain't turn back low. I think Reno Romano is one of the most mid voice actors of all time.
I think he's good as Batman. I think he's bad as Bruce. I think he's okay. I think he's fine as Batman. I think he's bad as Bruce.
I just think you look at all the Batman actors throughout the years. You listen to B-Taz and Brave and the Bold and Beware the Batman. Every actor brings something unique to their take on the character that I think really defines them. For this version, Batman's just kind of a blank slate, it feels like.
The thing, I don't think this is his fault, because we could go into the villains. We have Joker voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, Penguin Tom Kenny.
Good.
We have like fucking Clancy Brown, Mr. Freeze, Jason Marsden as Firefly. He's just getting his ass kicked. There's nothing he can do. Like Ron Perlman's Killer Croc, fucking Robert Englund, like Freddy Krueger is the Riddler. They set him up
which
for
is
failure.
insane.
Like he's been set up for failure here. Like he's supposed to hold his own against these voice actors. No.
Like he has to have multiple scenes with like some of the most talented, prolific voice actors in the industry, and it's like, Jesus, give him more of a handicap.
Yeah, and his only notable role from what you mentioned is as a Spider-Man in a kind of mid-weird Spider-Man spin-off.
The Spider-Man show no one likes.
Yeah. like, wow, cool. Reno Romano, what a guy.
The Spider-Man show that didn't show up in Shattered Dimensions.
I will say, he is also Luis from Resident Evil 4.
Which one?
Oh, really? Like the original?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. Is it an offensive accent if it's Spanish? I don't know.
I think he's like Italian or Spanish, so it makes sense.
Sure.
Like he's from
okay.
Spain,
yeah.
He got a lot of Spaniards on his thing. Spaniard sounds like a slur. Damn.
That's yeah. I think if you ever refer
it's
to
the coffee, it's getting to you
by their name, sometimes it just sounds like a slur. So that's unfortunate, you know.
Or you gotta stop drinking that wrestling coffee. It's making you see everything as a slur.
Yeah,
I love it. I need more. But yeah,
and it makes you happy.
I guess but I think that's gonna see he voices Batman is very mid. I will say, however, that I think people are a little rough on the Batman physical design in this show. Like the way Bruce looks. And we're talking about the first season because they do give him a minor redesign. I think my favorite thing in this show is this show loves to have Bruce, aka Batman, stand around with his cloak covering his whole body and like being flat against the floor. And I love it.
Is one of the best ways Batman can look.
Yeah. I think every time there's a scene of Bruce like look like he's like wrapped up in his like comfort blanket with like the little like the little like line you draw to like show shine on something.
Oh yeah.
He looks good as fuck in this show. I think he looks fantastic.
I think Batman has a great aesthetic going for it.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately I think a lot of it looks better as concept art that doesn't translate to animation super well. But that's because I gotta be a hater about everything in the show, even the stuff I like.
It depends.
Sure, yeah.
There's some episodes of the show that look fucking crazy, like animation wise. I guess Wyatt, what is your opinion on like the design of the show, like the physical design?
I'm a big fan of, well, maybe not a big fan. I'm a person who knows Glenn Murakami as an artist. Not personally, I have no idea who he is. But like I've obviously seen a lot of shows that have had his style, so it feels very in line with other stuff that was WB, you know, like Jackie Chan Adventures or Shogun Showdown or whatever.
Well,
I'm
pretty
a little
sure
more cartoony, but
I'm pretty sure Jeff Matsuda did work on both this and Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah. This feels very much like not too far of a step from Jackie Chan. This feels like the middle child between Jackie Chan Adventures and Lunatics Unleashed. As far as like its art
a little bit Teen Titans too, a little bit Teen Titans too,
because it has a bit, and again, I know I brought up Lunatics. I don't know if we're gonna do an episode about that because I don't know if that aired on Cartoon Network, and I don't know if I want to fucking subject myself to watching it.
Well, hey, I hear it's a lot like the Batman.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know, but I did want to say that, like, I think the Batman design is fine. It's a pretty serviceable. It's not like a bad design at all. It's not as strong of a silhouette as the Bruce Timm Batman, but it is like, I don't know, it evokes a more streamlined, younger Batman.
It does,
in some ways, and I feel like in general that kind of is the vibe that the show is going for. That this is like you said, it's like a guy in his mid-20s instead of somebody like who's like 42 or whatever, like in his 30s. That it's like being Batman, and has been doing it for a while, and people are like, this guy's, something's wrong with him. Like, it seems like people don't know who Batman is.
Yeah, in the first season,
really. Yeah.
I think, like, my thing that gets me is I wish they pushed it further, because when you put him next to his rogues in the show, he's the only one who doesn't have a drastic redesign. And I think that's super funny to me. Like, and the thing is, though, it's also impossible to sell to an executive a drastic redesign of Batman. It's impossible to go, hey, can I redesign Batman from the ground up? No, fuck you.
Yeah.
I saw a little behind-the-scenes interview where Jeff Matsuda literally said, like, you know, you can mess with the villains, but you don't want to mess with Batman too much.
But yeah.
And, which is just what I say when I'm prowling the streets of Gotham, you know, at night.
You're looking out for the freaking Bat.
You don't want to mess with the Batman. Dude, to be a good
hey, I ain't scared of no Cape Crusader. What was that?
Batman, I think his design works because he has so many stupid toys that I think that you need a simple design to complement the, you know, the different, like, armors and, you know, like fire swords and whatever that he has. Like,
they got to get a lot of use out of that mold, so it better be easy to make.
Yes. So, but I do want to talk about probably one of the more infamous aspects of the show compared to like previous ones is the Joker.
I mean this. I'm going to say something very intense about this real quick. This is the best animated Joker design, and if you disagree, I got a plan for you. Lay down on some railroad tracks. Check your fucking watch for the time of when the train's coming, and stay there until after the train comes. You stupid bastard. This is
see if that Bruce Timm Joker fucking saves you.
Exactly. Yeah, like fucking no, it won't. This is the best Joker design. He looks so legitimately scary. The Joker never looks scary. This Joker, if I saw him in an alleyway, I'm shitting and pooping my pants. This motherfucker is terrifying. Have shoes. Yeah, he doesn't even have shoes on. That's the scariest part.
I'm just like, you posted about this earlier, like last week or whatever, but his whole thing is just turning people into other things.
Yeah, everyone was so mean about this Joker, and I feel like I can safely say, having watched a good chunk of the show, those people were nuts. This is a great take on it.
If he was
Michael Richardson, fucking incredible. And here's the thing. It's the Joker. They're always like, oh, the thing you love about the Joker is he's so chaotic and unpredictable. But you just want to be the same thing every time? Yeah. No, I think every Batman adaptation should do a different take on the Joker. This is my firmly held philosophy.
I would say outside of like design aside and voice aside, but why I said I do think the fact that he is so addicted to like transformation kink stuff in the show is the funniest thing about him. Like, just like, hello, Batman. I have an idea.
But if your feet were bigger. Like, okay, I guess.
Ooh, Batman, I have an idea. What if I gave you a giant ass and giant tits, and you walk around and you are a big bimbo now? Like, it's so good. Like, the thing is, if this came out now,
Master Bruce, it seems the Joker has taken over the swirling pink potion building. I'm gonna skip this one, Alfred.
He keeps false swimming the public. If this Joker came out now, he would have a Twitter account with a Blue Sky account with 40,000 followers, and everyone says, "Ooh, what's the next fetish art you're posting?" Like this. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll turn you into a sexy little hyena. Like, it's so good. It's amazing. Also, back to voice acting. Kevin Michael Richardson kills it.
He was doing this.
I didn't know he could go like this.
He was doing this at the same time as like Gantu and Trigon. Yeah, like, holy shit!
It's like this man is Bulkhead.
Yeah. Like, it's really sad that it feels like in more recent years he doesn't get the chance to like act outside the usual "I'm a big guy and I'm tough" kind of range. Because like, you listen to this, you know who else he was? I don't know how many episodes you watched Teen Titans. He was Seymour in Teen Titans.
He was the guy who sounded like this. His range is crazy. Dude. His skill is crazy. Like, he's so good. And I think it's also what makes it work is he does a Joker performance for this design. He doesn't do just a Joker. He saw this design and he gave it like a specific character. Cause like this is like a Joker that leans into like the other aspects of being a clown. You know, the other Joker, like normal Joker's like a ringleader, you know, and like a little chill clown. This is a clown that just tumbles and backflips.
He slaps it.
Yeah, acrobatic. He's crazy. Definitely, like, you know, obviously the first episode was one of the episodes I watched, and he shows up in that, and they definitely kind of make their intentions clear with this show that it's going to be the, like, high, stylish animation, you know, like, going on, fight scenes, that kind of stuff. Not that stuff didn't exist in previous DC cartoons, but it's definitely a lot more heightened here.
Because Joker's like a weenie a little bit sometimes. He can't like fist fight like he does here.
It definitely feels like a DC cartoon made in the wake of, okay, Teen Titans is doing really well.
Oh, yes. That's what I would say, like, above anything else is that, like, we want to do something similar to Teen Titans because that's, like, appealing to this younger crowd. And we want to, you know, again, we're going to take the design ethos of What's New Scooby-Doo and sort of run Batman through that filter to try to give us a companion show to Teen Titans. And then maybe you could be like, wow, the Teen Titans Robin, he was from this show. And then he left and went to that show, and that's not what happened. But that's like I could see a
thought
kid
process.
watching this and justifying it, especially because it takes so fucking long for Robin to show up. So
Yeah, they had to wait until Teen Titans ended.
That is crazy to me. Why the fuck do they have to? That isn't even. It's just Robin. Like, it's not a guy. And
who gives a shit about Robin?
They couldn't put a different Robin. They couldn't be like, okay, well, that's Robin. That's whatever. Maybe it is even Dick Grayson. Fine, just pick a different Robin and just put it in.
There's like 6.
Yeah, just put it in the show.
They keep
like,
making more.
I will say also. Go ahead.
They had the copyright to the character, like the concept of Robin as a hero couldn't be used across
many such cases,
multiple characters. But
clearly what should have happened was, like, at the end of the season 2 we find out that Ethan Bennett, his middle name, which he should go by, is Robin, and he discovers the Batcave and becomes the new Batman.
Fuck you. I will say the thing about the Joker also that works in the show is that, and this is the make or break it, he's funny. I hate Joker adaptations. That's never funny. He's so funny in this.
At that point, he's just the
The episode where he's in this and like he just like goes, "I'm gonna dress up as Batman." What? I'm gonna dress up as Batman and do crimes. And like if everybody like this, everyone knows you're not me because you have white skin. Like, no, I am you. I'm the Batman. No, you're fucking not. And like Bruce getting legitimately annoyed at him is the funniest thing in any episode. It's like, you fucking asshole. No, I'm Batman now. Hey, everybody, it's me. Look at and he has like a bunch of shitty gadgets that are just repurposed Joker shit.
It's got like a cape that doesn't fit him.
Yes,
it's really good.
Okay,
and we're talking about how great the Joker is. We also got to talk about the other villains, unfortunately.
Oh, fuck you.
All right, well, I guess we should start with Penguin, because the show never shuts the fuck up about him.
Tom Kenny Penguin's good, and I think you are all mean. Everyone's
Tom
mean.
Kenny's Penguin's good. Tom Kenny's Penguin was good in, like, one episode. And then it was like, oh, he's not just going to be in one episode. He's not going to be a Bane.
You hate to see a bad bitch win so bad.
I hate to see a bad bitch, period, if it's the Penguin. If that's what we're counting as a bad bitch, I would fuck up my eyes.
He literally dual wields umbrellas like a Sith.
And that's my problem. Okay, we'll talk about this more with another villain, but I feel like they're trying to, like, do a go back to basics thing, like pull from, like, classic Silver Age 60s Batman stuff. But it doesn't really work, because that's not the best version of Penguin. That's not the interesting thing about Penguin, is that he has birds and umbrellas.
Okay, but he has a giant pet vulture, and he like knows the sword, but with umbrellas. Look. You're technically right. You're technically correct. But also having like,
as usual,
it's me, Tom Kenny, and he's like doing martial arts with his two racially insensitive bodyguards. It's crazy. Like I think it goes kind of hard.
Don't ask Penguin what his opinions are on Japanese media. He's gonna say some stuff that you can't unhear.
Also, I like that he's also like a weenie. Like he can fight, but he's like always crying in every third episode he's in. I think that goes so hard,
which makes up like 70% of each season.
I like that he saw the A-Team movie and went, I know how to beat Batman now. I need to do an A-Team thing. Like, it's so good. I don't know. I think he's like the perfect joke character. Also, he's shaped crazy. He's like shaped like a fucking
Well, he is the Penguin.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I would probably like the Penguin a lot more if, again, they weren't using him every third episode. He really were as welcome. And here's the thing. I like Tom Kenny just fine. I like Tom Kenny doing that voice. It's called The Ice King, and it's in a much better show.
Yeah.
Is it in a better show? Like, is it actually?
Morgan, look at me. Look at me across the country.
You're not going to win this.
Tell me in your heart you don't think Adventure Time is better than the Batman.
I'm evil. I won't admit anything. Why? What do you think of the Penguin?
Yeah, I think the Penguin is like, it is definitely super try-hard. Which is what I would describe pretty much every villain, including like the Joker to an extent. I would say it's like they are trying so hard to make him cool, which I don't necessarily think means that they fail at that, but they're just trying very hard, I guess, is the the sentiment here. I would say, obviously we'll talk about it in a second here, but Mr. Freeze is kind of like one of the crowning examples of you cooked a little too hard for this character.
I have a take on Mr. Freeze, but I'll wait till we get to it.
Yeah.
But the Penguin, like, I understand wanting to rework him into like sort of a Tom Kenny, like that kind of like mid-tier grunt or mid-tier like villain kind of guy who is elevated because his has martial arts powers or whatever. Like he's like actually a badass in a fight, and I believe I remember people comparing it to like the Pierre LeFou whatever fucking thing from
Cowboy
Bebop. And being like,
fucking wishes.
Like that. Well, yeah, that's the problem with like all American cartoons in the early 2000s is that they wanted to be Cowboy Bebop so badly.
That's so
that was
true.
The only fucking anime they ever watched, so that's the only thing that they're copying. And they don't have the same sauce, unfortunately.
They're not cooking with gas.
Yeah. How do we feel just going down the list of relevant villains about Catwoman like this?
So this is so fun. I think this show not using Catwoman very often actually makes it a good Catwoman. This is crazy for me to say.
Sure.
My biggest issue with a lot of Catwoman characters is that they get caught too fucking often for what they do. Every episode that she's in, she's aura farming, telling Batman she wants his huge cock, and while he's distracted by that, stealing a bunch of shit and disappearing. And I'm like, this is it. This should be her function. She should be doing this. And like, I'm like, Batman, I arrested everybody. Where's Catwoman? She's at a rift. Bye. God damn it. Like, I think that's like a perfect function. Also, having her be a Sphinx cat is so smart. Having like the big goblin ears, this is a crazy good redesign. I don't know why people haven't aped it more, actually. Like,
well, I think it's because Darwin Cook's redesign kind of felt like it sort of covered the same ground, and I guess that was more popular. But yeah, this is like a really good take on Catwoman. I feel like they kind of missed out on part of the heat of Catwoman and Batman, which is they have this sort of forbidden love they can't act on. That's not really in the show as much. It feels a lot like, oh, Batman, how big is that cock? Small, leave me alone.
No, and I think that, I think that's, like, a good take. I think, like, Batman, like I'm not gonna fuck Catwoman. Yeah, she's sexy, and her ass goes crazy, and I don't want to know what her feet smell like. Yeah. But I'm not gonna fuck her because the mission comes first.
Ooh, go on, Batsy.
I think that's, like, a good conceit, actually, to have for Batman. It's one of the few times I feel like he has any character is when he's like, hey, Catwoman, please get off my penis. It's getting hard and I'm getting scared. Like, I think that's like the only time he ever has character is when he's talking to her sometimes.
It's good, but I also feel like that's sort of a weakness of this version of Bruce Wayne, which we'll get into more when we cover Clayface. So I feel like they don't really focus on him as a character and his interpersonal relationships in a way that gives him any depth, like they did with Batman TAS.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that the Catwoman... you mentioned that it was like a Sphinx cat style design, and that's also the case with DC Superhero Girls. So
just
throwing that out there. Just saying.
Yeah, like there are some bits of this show that have popped up here and there throughout DC over the years, but it didn't have the same impact as some other stuff.
I will say this also does add like to the Catwoman can be any race thing. Of like, I think I love the Catwoman. Just like sometimes I'm black, sometimes I'm Asian, sometimes I'm white. I shouldn't be, but sometimes I am white.
I'm pretty sure Catwoman is
anti-white Catwoman 2024. 2024.
Of course.
Yeah, next 2025.
Oh, it stopped?
Yeah.
Oh, we missed the year of anti-white Catwoman? God damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck, is this going to be the year of pro-white Catwoman? I don't want to deal with that.
Man.
But I guess we should talk about Mr. Freeze. Oh,
okay.
Man.
This was the second episode I watched. This is the first not premiere episode that I watched, and I was like, all right, let's check out the Mr. Freeze episode. What crazy backstory are they gonna cook up for him? So good in the show. Let's just see what they got for Mr. Freeze, and it's like, I want to get.
Let me open up the box here.
And then I'm like, okay.
I'm opening the box and there's fucking nothing there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to defend this, aren't I? Because I know why you love those episodes about and BTAS of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
because they're good.
Yes.
No. They're very good. They're very good, right? Here's the thing, though, right? I respect the show going, we're not going to beat it. we're not going to beat it.
Yeah.
So instead, what if Mr. Freeze is just a dickhead? I think that's really funny. I think it's super funny to just go, yeah, he's not like no wife, no sadness. This nigga's like, yeah, what's up? I was a bank robber who loved ice puns, and I stole diamonds, and then I became an ice dealer. This dude, this fits my theming so fucking good. I'ma steal more diamonds. I think that's so fucking funny. Like, I think it rules.
Victor's rolling lucky today.
And
all right, now here's my.
Go ahead.
Here's my thing about Mr. Freeze. I think Mr. Freeze is the perfect encapsulation of everything this show does right and wrong. I feel like he's a litmus test. Like, if you love Mr. Freeze, you're going to love this show. If you hate Mr. Freeze, you're going to hate this show. Because on the one hand, it's an incredible design. Just from a pure visual aesthetic, this is some top-tier work. And he sounds great, and his episodes are usually at least decent. So there's all that going for it. It does a lot of what the Batman does well, reinterpreting a villain in an aesthetically interesting way. It also does a lot of what the Batman does wrong, in that taking away that backstory completely neuters him as a character. There's no emotional attachment to him. It really just drives home the fact that this is not a story, this is a toy commercial.
Yeah. That's fair.
And he's just a cool villain of the week. That's sort of like, as a kid, I would have been like, oh yeah, I like this. Maybe I would have even liked it more than the BTAS version because it doesn't have that gay backstory. That's the
fucking fruity ass dude. You have a wife you love. This is the gayest motherfucker on earth. We hate him. Oh my god. This Mr. Freeze is this Mr. Freeze loves Andrew Tate and he fucking kills people.
And he only likes stealing diamonds. Like, that's his only character trait.
And he hates women, and he drinks whey protein. And
my favorite part was him, like, fighting with Mr.
Hello,
Freeze.
Batman,
like,
you snowflake.
And then he like reveals his face. And he's like, Victor Freeze. I'm like, how the fuck can you tell who that is?
Dude, he has
based on the
red
face
eyes.
shape. Yeah,
he didn't have red eyes when he didn't have red eyes when Batman was fighting him before.
Dude, no, it's like, I think truly maybe the funniest episode of this show. Like, I was in tears when I just like this. What's his backstory? Like, he's in the car like this. It sure is hot today. I'm warming up as I rob these jewels. Victor Freeze, no. You got powers, Victor Freeze. What do you want? Do you want revenge? I want what's owed to me. More diamonds. And I'm like, fuck, he's so stupid.
It's like if they had
like a Batman villain being like, my motivation is stealing jewels.
And it's like such odds with the tone they're going for.
They would have been like, all right, you do have to think of something a little bit better than that.
It's like, it feels at odds with the tone the show is going for, because like it feels like Christian Bale fighting a Batman 66 villain.
Yeah.
No, and the thing is, and I think that's the coolest thing on earth. Like, I can't express how, like, I was like home alone watching this episode, and I had to pause it because I thought it was just so funny. Like, and it wasn't supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was so fucking funny. Also, it's even better because every time Mr. Freeze does anything with any of the other villains, it's always diamonds. Like, I'm like, dude, is this your special interest?
You're dragging everyone else down, man.
Yeah.
No, like,
do his powers have anything to do? Like, does he need diamonds to like fuel his?
So this is absolutely inspired by Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Sure.
But the thing is, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was powered by diamonds. This nigga is not powered by diamonds. He's like, there's no reason for him to be like this. He just is, and that's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And it's wild because, like, of all the villains that, like, get introduced and then drop off, he's one of the few who remains consistent.
They make him, like, the big bad of the future episode. And I'm like, nigga, how?
Yeah.
How is he not dead by then? Just, like, because he's got nothing going for him. How did he stick around?
He doesn't have, like, I created technology that is, like, thematically appropriate with my ice powers. He's like, oh no, I'm like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. I have, like, ice bending powers. Like, he's like can summon walls of ice and things like that around him. Like, Jesus Christ.
Which
like,
is wild. I figured they would have given him an ice gun so that they could sell it as an accessory, you know?
Yeah. Also, I just figured, like, Batman would have a hard time dealing with somebody who can, like, use the powers of the elements to, do his. I thought he was fighting like an acrobatic clown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of his villains are like a guy who took a gymnastics class and has a gimmick, and now he's fighting Avatar Korra.
No, like that's the other thing. I love that. Like I guess we'll talk about Firefly next. When he's beefing with Firefly, I'm like, why are you beefing with this nigga? He has a flamethrower on his arm. You are literally an elemental god. There's parts of the show where he makes it snow across the entire city. I'm like, okay, is he like? I feel like I'm watching JoJo Part 5, and like he has the hand. Like I think he doesn't understand what his stand does. I'm like, oh, you're fucking stupid. He's the coolest. He's the best. Like I can mention like this. Yeah, I think they should add another Victor Freeze that is Mr. Freeze's brother, who's a dickhead. I think he should be in the comics and just like this. My gay ass brother with his gay ass wife. I'm never going to get married. That's how those fucking evil wenches hold you down. And he should just be there stealing diamonds.
You always were a beta, Victor.
Yeah,
we can have Mr. Freeze and Mr. Freeze, not that one. That's his name.
Put a fucking evil, like, fucking Make America Great Again hat on top of Mr. Freeze and freeze it. So, like, he has it underneath the ice. And
Make
like
America cold again.
Fuck, damn it. But, Mr. Freeze like, I love the vote. I'm evil and I love the vote for evil. But yeah, we have Firefly. Firefly is nothing, but he looks cool.
Okay, so I learned something about myself watching this show, right? I've been a fan of Batman for most of my life. And I love his villains because, I have decent human taste. Is Firefly the worst villain of all time?
Yes, he's a nigga with a flamethrower. Like I hate that. Like this is the coolest version, by the way, which is a low bar.
Which is saying something.
But like Firefly usually is just a guy with flamethrower. Go ahead. Sorry.
Every Batman villain, it's a common cliche, but they all represent some part of Batman or Bruce Wayne. The Penguin is, the high society guy. Two-Face is split between his identities and his obsession with the law, all that stuff. Even guys like Clayface or Scarface or some other face, you can find something there. Firefly is nothing.
No.
Firefly is just a guy who has a gun.
Yeah, he is like Batman.
Batman's whole thing is that he beats the shit out of those guys without even looking.
No, Batman has technology and he's a dude, and Firefly has technology too.
But this motherfucker is coming with plans to take down Captain Marvel, and he can't deal with a guy whose power is having a flamethrower?
I will say, at least in this show, they were like, okay, we should make him cooler, so they made him Camarade or Ghost. I do think it's sick that he is just the Camarade, full stop.
His jetpack is a giant light bulb. That's kind of perfect.
Yeah, I also think the fact that this is the first Firefly design that looks like a Firefly is insane to me.
Yeah, because he's always just been like a gray dude. And like every episode he's in, it's always the same, like, hey, Batman, things are really heating up. It's like, shut the fuck up. I hate you.
Dude,
he shoots on screen and I'm like, boo, kill yourself. And then they somehow find a way to make him even worse later on.
Go ahead, White. We're going to say White.
I was just going to say Poison Ivy's pretty cool.
Poison Ivy is another case of missed potential, in my opinion.
Poison Ivy.
Yeah, well, I just mean like design-wise is like with the rose hair,
Yeah, I think I do also think her first episode's pretty. I guess we should go into Okay, before we go into like the season with Poison Ivy show, because that's when we're going to season 3.
Sure. Yeah.
There is one more villain we gotta talk about.
Who?
Clayface.
Oh, I was going to hold off on that, actually, because I want to talk about the setup before we get to season 3. But so in this show, we have there's no Commissioner Gordon in the show, full stop, in the beginning.
Right.
There's no Commissioner Gordon. Instead, he has another cop, two cops. Ellen Yin, who is voiced by Ming Na Wen, which is like fantastic actress, love her, and almost at fucking everything.
Yeah.
And he also has Ethan Bennett, who is his childhood friend that Bruce grew up with, who's the other cop that he works with. Ethan Bennett has the best episode of season 1. Full stop. He gets kidnapped by the Joker, and the Joker does his whole, one bad day is all it takes to make you go insane. And I will say, this is handled really well. I think it's because Steve Harris as Ethan Bennett, really good performance, and Kevin Michael Richardson as Joker, really good performance. So them playing off each other is great. Like, I feel like you feel Ethan going wild. And basically, the episode ends with Ethan being, like, shot in the face with like a big Joker concoction, his putty gun, and Ethan gets turned to Clayface. And when I say that I had hope for what this show could be with those episodes, I mean it.
Yeah.
They are so fucking good in a way that, like, this show just hasn't gotten good before.
Yeah, it's like it's suddenly decided, hey, what if we were a good show?
Yeah.
Just like save it for the season finale, and then boom. And it's interesting because, like, originally they were planning on having Ethan be Harvey Dent, but then, you know, the Nolan film stuff worked out. But I think this works a lot better because this gives, like, Clayface is very interesting in this show. They make him look weird in a way that Clayface usually doesn't, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, he looks like he's literally he looks like an action figure that's melting into itself. Like, it's very scary and spooky, and it's like a very tragic story. Like, they go back to like how tragic and hopeless the Clayface thing can be for someone who doesn't want to be like this. And it's weird. Like, we just made jokes about the one-dimensionality of Mystic Freeze, but like on the flip side, Ethan Bennett is like, because I think he's never like, except for like a few bad episodes, he's never just a villain. Like, he wants to do other things. He's like, I think he feels like almost Jason Todd adjacent. He wants to murder the Joker, and you can't really tell him he's wrong for that.
It's like, he's kind of got a point. And it's weird because, like you said, he becomes sort of more villainous later on, but I think his development is really good. You know, the first episode, he's becoming Clayface, and he's scared and freaking out and all that stuff. Eventually, we get to an episode where he's trying to not be Clayface, and Bruce is sticking up for him, Ellen's sticking up for him, they're all trying to give him the chance. And because of circumstances outside of his control, he's forced back into villainy, and he declares at the end that Ethan Bennett is dead, he's just Clayface, and it feels like a real tragedy, which is, I think, important to the character of Batman. It fits really well. Yeah. And then he disappears for an entire season. And then when he comes back, he's just like, actually, I changed my mind. I'm a good guy now. It's, even the really good stuff about this show, I feel like it gets wasted.
I do think, like, the fact that they end season 1 with Ethan just being, like, fully a tragic figure is really strong. I think, like, I think, like, this is, so when I talk about how I think the first season had more heart than the rest, this is what I mean. The theme song is, like, very dire, like, dour, and, like, just, like, brr, like, just, like, guitar, like,
it feels
like
by The Edge from U2.
Yeah, it feels like something that, like, the Batman from Robert Pattinson movie would listen to, you know? It has, like, that vibe to it. And then Ethan Bennett's ending and being so sad, and that's just, like, where the show ends. And Batman's like, the mission keeps going. It feels like it understands the direness of Batman. I'm like, okay, me and White have said it a thousand times on the show. Some cartoons need 2-3 seasons to find their footing.
Sure, yeah.
There's, like, a real, like, we're getting there.
And season 2 is pretty good.
Yeah. I guess, what do you think of Clayface? Well, I'll let you get a chance to this, but yeah.
Well, first I was going to say, like, what, I don't know anything about comics. Is there just like why is there a second stronger Clayface that just
that's
up?
the normal
Clayface.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't like. They were like, okay, we did a departure from the comics. Let's make it more like the comics. You know, that's what everyone wants. Like, shut the fuck up.
We're going to get into, like, that. That's, like, a big issue of the show. But, like, yeah, normally Clayface is a actor, Wyatt, who's a shithead, who gets turned to Clayface and is an evil. That's it.
I didn't say I know the BTAS episode. That's about it.
Yeah, Ethan Bennett is entirely original to the show. Like I said, they were pulling a little bit from Harvey Dent, but they managed to make their own unique take on the character, which I really like.
Yeah, he is a cool guy. You definitely get, like, endeared to him pretty early on, even though he's a cop. And
you just gotta get used to it in superhero shows.
Yeah, but, like, yeah, you're him and Bruce Wayne being bros and everything. I was like, hell yeah, dude. And yeah, so it is, like, very shocking, but not, like, too surprising. It did remind me a lot of, like, other superhero stuff that I have seen, like Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, the friend, like, whatever friend, jilted friend character slowly starts becoming a hater, and then, you know, becomes a villain and everything, and it's tragic. Like, obviously it's a little bit more forced upon him in this than some of the other examples, but
I do also like that Ethan never hates Bruce. Even at his worst, he still wants to rely on his friend, and I think that's, like, a good note to have here. He's not fully gone because he does still love Bruce. They have like a yaoi thing going on. They have like a fucking.
Which is
like,
good.
You say that every time two men look at each other.
In Catwoman.
Yeah, he's like Catwoman.
Wait, you've cracked the case. Hold on.
And I think also Yin adds like a good middle ground because Yin is like anti-Batman, but Ethan's my friend for a lot of the show. And by the end of it, both Yin and Batman are like, we're both worried about Ethan. It makes it's a natural progression of them coming together for her to be his like contact in the police force, you know?
Yeah.
And then the executives went. And I'm going to go straight to season 3. Yes. Yeah. After we get a good season 2 where we like hammer in more of these like theming and stuff like this, executives went, this is gay. We hate women. Again, we hate you. We are not Commissioner Gordon. And they literally kick her out the show, and we never get told what the fuck happens to her.
She's gone. They replace her with Commissioner Gordon. Because it's more like the comics.
Commissioner Gordon, not in this show at all to this point. Batman in season 2, hated by the cops still. We start season 2, Commissioner Gordon is there. The cops love working with Batman. And he goes, yeah, me and Commissioner Gordon sure do love working together. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, an executive went, yeah, this is not enough like the comic books. So...
Yeah, Batman Begins just made a Batman billion, so...
Yeah.
And the theme song.
Yes, the theme song is different
now.
Like you said... Why...
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I was just like trying to lead the conversation to just talking about season 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Barbara shows up and
oh my god, what a breath of fresh air.
Barbara's really good. Before we talk about how good Barbara is, I want to talk about how remember how we said the tone of the show was dire in the first season and like the second season they had like a smooth theme. They were like, ooh, season 3, what if we remix the Adam West theme? What the fuck are you talking about?
Like funk surf guitar.
You don't want a Beach Boys the remix of the Adam West theme? No.
I don't want you to put your stupid fucking trumpet stings that are out of beat with the song just distract from everything.
Yeah.
It's
not that kind of show.
It feels like a shitty version of like the Brave and the Bold theme.
It really does.
Yeah. I think that they wanted to make. I mean, the latter seasons are like the Brave and the Bold seasons, but like, and then they just are like, fuck this, and then just decide to make Batman Brave and the Bold after that. It feels like they lost interest in this version of the world so quickly had to like keep on retooling and pivoting until the point where they just had to destroy the show and then start over and be like, this is what we wanted. And
here's the thing about season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So up to this point, the Batman has been a mid to okay Batman show. First episode of season 3 are a really fucking good Batgirl show, and I kind of wish that had just been what it was from the start.
I
because
agree.
Here's the
Barbara's
thing.
So good in the show. Go ahead.
Batman, no personality. He's boring. Batgirl,
Sure.
tons of personality. A really refreshing, change of pace for the show. If she'd been the main character with this Bruce as like a side character who's like mentoring her and helping her out, I would like him so much more.
This is putting a lot of faith in male executives in 2004.
Yeah, there would be a better chance of like swimming to the moon than having this happen. But I can dream.
The thing is, Barbara's design, both like her I'm not going to say the T word. I hate tomboy. I hate the word tomboy. I think it's pointless.
Oh, that T word. Okay.
Whoa! But I think like her design here is being like she looks like she skateboards girl with like enough midriff where her dad can't get mad at her.
She's definitely like in the vein of like an Avril Lavigne teen from the 2000s.
Yeah, she's so good in this show. Her here, her friendship with like Poison Ivy. I think those 2 episodes are so solid because of how good she is and how good Bruce is at standing around and brooding. Which like
I
honestly,
even like the nothing nobody Mook villain they use for that.
Dude, the fucking earthquake man, the shaker, the rumbler, whatever the fuck his dumbass name is.
Jim Cummings graveling rocks to be like, okay, Batgirl.
I'm the shaker.
The shocker.
Temblor. Temblor is his name. That's
legally distinct
stupid.
from the Shocker.
But like I think like it's so good. Barbara's really great. However, even though she's really good, I was so distracted how they took everything out of this show. I was trying to enjoy her episodes, and she's really good, but it's so distracting how they just like took everything out of this fucking show.
The only thing they have left is Batman's pointy chin, which thankfully they'll never take away.
Yeah. That's
And season 3 just like it's not as strong as the first two.
Why? What do you think? You love a rowdy girl character in a show,
right? I mean, I think she's a pretty good character. She reminds me of, like you said, like any kind of like punk teen. It's like a very 2000s like skater girl kind of thing going on, like you said. Even though she's not, I don't know. She is kind of generically tomboy-ish. Yeah. As you said. It's not like, I don't know, she's not like the most exciting character to ever appear ever. It's just that like, oh, it's cool that something new is happening. It's cool that it's this instead of Robin. Like I was kind of like excited about that. And then I thought for a second like, oh, is this actually like, you know, maybe in the lore of the comics or whatever, like it was Batgirl who showed up for... No, that's not true. No. But they just were like, all right, well, we can't use Robin because of these reasons with Teen Titans, so we're just fucking putting her in here.
Well, you're going to love this.
It does...
The entire concept of Batgirl in the comics was created so that people wouldn't think Batman and Robin were gay.
Right.
I will say, I do think, like, her coming first makes more sense. I feel like him, like, because like him going like, I don't want to work with a teenager, and she's like, I'm gonna keep myself in danger, so you give me no gear, fine, whatever, here, take whatever, fuck you. Like, that's great, because then it makes it so like his walls have already been broken down a little bit, so when he adopts and uses a child soldier, it's less weird.
Yeah, I do appreciate that this version of Batman isn't always like, no, it's too dangerous, or you better stay here, or whatever. No, he accepts it pretty quick.
Yeah, like
he's like, well, this kid isn't gonna fucking go away.
But yeah, season 3, like, across the board, isn't actually the strongest in the world. It's fine. It feels like it's more put together, but not put together in the way I like. It just lost all its personality. Go ahead.
It's similar to some of the later, I guess, like season 4 or whatever of Ben 10, which we talked about. Yeah. It's like, this... By this point, they're just like, okay, you kind of just need to start a new show. But unfortunately, there are 2 more seasons.
Oh boy, yeah.
I will say the season finale for 3 is good though. I don't know if you guys watched it. It was called Dave.
Oh fuck! No. Listen, I fucking love Dave. That's like the best episode of the show, in my opinion.
Why the conceit is that Hugo Strange makes a robot that he makes believe is a supervillain with all the data from all the supervillains, so he can predict crimes, right?
For those not in the know, Hugo Strange is an evil psychologist played by Frank Gorshin. Yes, the Riddler.
Yeah. Which is, cool.
But yeah, but the thing though, Dave escapes because he's a supervillain with all the thoughts of supervillains. Good job, Hugo, you dumb bitch. But Dave escapes, gives himself a sexy robot body. Why, you're a robot fucker. You're gonna... He's I'll post some, but yeah.
Yeah.
Look, hold on.
Oh,
hello.
He kind of looks like the things you fight in Metroid Dread to me.
Baby, need some Windex for that? Hello.
Yeah, but so he escapes. He fights as good as all the villains. That means he beats up Batman regularly. He beats up all the villains. He does big crimes and stuff. And Batman beats him in the best way possible. Batman goes, okay, you're the strongest villain, Dave. Why are you a villain? What? Like, what made you a villain? Well, I fell into a vat of chemicals. That's the Joker. I use a super steroid. That's Bane.
Yeah.
And he can't like figure out his origin, and it makes him short circuit because he's the perfect villain, but he's missing the human element. And I think that's like such a good conceit.
He's easily the best original character they made for the show, and I wish he made the jump to comics at some point.
Yeah, because like it's such a good idea of like, oh, a perfect villain for Batman. But the thing that makes Batman interesting, his rogue gallery interesting, is that they all are people. They're people that had something happen to them. And Dave is the most skilled, but he's missing that human part of him. And I'm like, that's so good, that's so cool. And Batman kills him with a giant penny.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay, he's a machine. And he's played by Jeff Bennett, who's doing a great job.
the modern conversations that we're having about AI and shit is very
very. But it's super good, and I'm like, oh, this ends. Okay, maybe season 4 will be good. And when I tell you, listen, guys, sometimes your show doesn't need to shake up every fucking season. Season 4 opens, Bruce looks different. They give him.
They took away his fucking pointy chin. God damn it.
I don't know if you guys like Bruce's like little beta chin, his pointy.
They
beta
put him
chin.
on the tee.
Yeah.
They were like, no, he looks like a fucking beta loser. Square that fucking jaw. And like, okay, well, they squared his jaw. Like, well, that's not that bad. We open it up, Robin's parents are getting killed. I'm like, dude, what the? You can't redesign your show every season. What are we doing?
Oh, and just to drive home what they're drawing from. Robin's dad, voiced by Kevin Conroy. Their killer, voiced by Mark Hamill. Like, okay, we get it.
Oh my god! Like, it's like the things. Listen, the season 3 shakeup, I can at least give it credit for being original because we're doing Batgirl in a different way. Yada yada yada. There's like, okay, so you guys want to be B-Taz real bad? Yes, we do. So this is what I like to call the $4 B-Taz season.
Which is generous.
B-Taz at home.
Yeah.
Right, this isn't even the dollar store. This is like knockoff dollar store.
I will say,
Dollar Tree.
Dick's okay though. Dick's fine. I think Dick is fine in the show. I think the funniest.
Dick is fine.
Wyatt, I love Dick. I love. Listen, I love Dick so much.
Yeah, we know you're always talking about how much you.
I love Dick's. Like, I love Dick. I love. Even when Dick stinks, like Dick stinks in the show a little bit, but I love when Dick stinks. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Dick's just great. I love all the different variations of Dick.
Yeah, I like the big dicks, the short dicks. I think it's.
It is a little bit cheesy in this one, but
oh no, you fucking bastard!
Oh, you made it bad. Come on.
Oh, Wyatt, I'm gonna kill you.
Go to jail.
But yeah, I think the thing that makes Dick work in this is that he is a little bit like rambunctious in a way he isn't usually. There's a fun episode where the Penguin has a group and like. The Penguin goes, Batman, you brought your lackey. And Dick flies over, pulls the Penguin's hat down, and starts kicking him in the stomach. Goes, who's the lackey now, huh? Who's the lackey? And just starts beating the dog shit out of Penguin. I'm like, this rules. This kind of goes crazy. It's also the only episode I enjoy.
Yeah.
I like Robin. You make a Batman show, you have Robin there, I'm fine with that. Batgirl kind of just filled the role so perfectly already, because Robin feels... in a lot of ways, feels just like a retread of Batgirl.
It's redundant.
Yeah. It is like too little, too late, guys. You committed. You did the thing. Why the fuck is there 2 more seasons of the show to begin with? And then 2, like, why are we doing this? Like, why do we need this? You know?
They could have done that with every season. Season 5 should have opened with, like, Azrael.
I
think you like Ace the
like,
Bat Hound. Season 7, you get Hugo. Anyone remember fucking Hugo? I don't think so.
I don't think like this is a Morgan take of me being that guy, but I think if they did Jason, it would have worked better. I think if like we did a Robin, but it's not Dick, because you guys are already mixing stuff up with Barbara coming first. If it was Jason, if it was like a hyper violent Robin to like balance out Batgirl going, hey, boss. What's up with this kid? I think that would have been more interesting, you know? Like, but
that would have been something new.
But they didn't do it, and it's just like it's mid, and like Robin's fine, and I think there's like episodes with him and Batgirl working together, but it feels like they even know they're redundant. In those episodes, it's like they're both going, "Why is she here? Why is he here?" We do the same thing. I'm like, you guys can't draw attention to it. It makes it worse.
Wait, they have Nightwing and Oracle.
Oh,
appearances at some point.
Yeah, so in this season, they have a future episode that shows They're just like, oh, what if we did the Frank Miller thing?
And I'm saying a lot here. What if we did the Frank Miller thing, but worse? That is a load-bearing statement, but I'm gonna make it.
They skip ahead like 25 years, maybe just 20 or like 15 years. Bruce is old and big. And Barbara is in the wheelchair as Oracle in the Batcave, and they don't talk about it. Then you have Nightwing show up, you know, and they fight Mr. Freeze of all villains, and Mr. Freeze crashes a plane. Goes, Freeze like this, what I need, and he picks up a diamond, and Batman says another diamond freeze, and it was the only funny part of that episode. He's like,
because I should have watched it.
It's like, are you fucking with me?
No, but the diamond is for his doomsday device that will make it a second ice age in Gotham. So he can, and I'm quoting him here, be a god and rob anything he wants. So I'm just like, you added extra steps, you stupid bastard.
I want to be a god, not so that I can have everything, but so that I can rob everything. Motherfucker, if like you control 40. The city, you're stealing from yourself.
Yeah.
He's also it's the thing is, the episode's not particularly good because it's just kind of nothing. It's just Batman like, when did I get so hard? I'm so old, yada yada yada, and like, and just like this show, the other issue of season 4, besides like just trying to be BTS again, this show also over and over again does comic book stories, but not good. And this will fall itself into season 5 actually. But like, so like, oh, we want to do like the Dark Knight Returns, and like, oh well.
So many fucking.
Are you gonna have Batman beat the shit out of a mutant in a mud pit? No, I don't fucking think so. Back to the drawing board. That old fucker may be a racist piece of shit, but at least he knew how to cook.
Yeah. Like, and then the show ends, like season 4 ends with. Why did you watch the finale of season 4? You didn't have to.
No, I did not.
Martian Manhunter.
At this point, I was just bored and skipping around.
Oh, you missed the biggest change-up of all, my friend.
Okay. Wait, Martian Manhunter?
So you know how most of the show has been about Batman fighting the Joker and the Penguin and all that stuff? Season 4's two-parter. Morg, do you want to say it?
Fucking alien evasion, Wyatt.
Alien
invasion happens out of nowhere. I'm like, what are we doing anymore?
Batman has to team up with the Martian Manhunter to stop the army of alien robots trying to take over the world.
Right.
Also, he looks like shit.
He looks bad. Some characters look good in this art style. John Jones is not one of them.
Yeah. He does look really bad, unfortunately. Even, like, that's so weird because, like, at least with the other redesigns of characters, I've been like, oh, you know, they cooked maybe a little bit too hard, but they're going for something.
Yeah.
With this, it's like they didn't even enter the kitchen. Like, what is even...
Dude,
they're just like...
They took a Hot Pocket that said Martian Manhunter out of the freezer and they threw it in the oven. And they put it in there too long and it exploded a little bit and like the cheese got everywhere.
They tried to cook it by breathing on it.
Side of the mic again.
Yeah, you gotta clean the. But yeah, I think like, and we've hit the point of, and I know creators hate it when we say this, Wyatt, and like people, like the Magic Partners and Monkey people got mad at you for this, but like, they stopped giving a shit. You can't prove to me they didn't stop giving a shit.
You can't tell me anyone on the creative team cared about an episode where Batman teams up with fucking Hawkman!
The thing is, like, a Martian Manhunter redesign is so rife for you to do so many things. And I think if the same, like, passion from the first 2 seasons was here, we could have got something really weird and interesting. But we didn't. We got a shitty version of how it looks in the fucking Justice League cartoon.
This is just his default look, but worse,
But and then we get to season 5, and we had our, we're just doing what they told us to do. So Commissioner Gordon's here season, right? We've had our Batman animated series, but bad, and now we're at Justice League, but it sucks. And I'm like, fuck, man, it's just not good.
Okay,
it's so bad.
The season 4 finale, the last scene is Martian Manhunter bringing Batman up to the Watchtower, which already exists. And being like, we want you to join the Justice League. And we see the Justice League. They don't talk. Do you want to know what the roster of the Justice League is in this show?
Fucking dire. Yeah. Fucking dire.
Martian Manhunter. Okay, fine. Green Arrow. Okay, I don't usually think of him as like a founding guy, but that's okay with that.
Sure.
Hal Jordan Green Lantern. What?
Okay.
And our favorite guy, 3 shows in a row now, fucking Hawkman!
Yeah.
Why is Hawkman there? I hate his stupid ass. Who likes Hawkman? Who reads Hawkman stories? And don't say Republicans. I think a Republican would just be like, I can read Batman.
My biggest issue with it is that, like, not only is the team lineup bad and they look bad, they all look like shit too. It's so green, and I know that's crazy to say.
No, you're right.
Green Arrow, green. Green Lantern, green. Martian Manhunter, green. I'm racist.
Hawkman's wearing green pants.
Hawkman is mostly green. I'm like, this is such a green team. Also, where the fuck are the women?
Like, here's the
It's
thing.
crazy. Listen, I'm not saying Bruce Timm is a feminist by any means. Some would say the opposite. Why the fuck is there no women on this team? This is the gayest shit I've ever seen. They're like just in this tower in space, just 6 dudes jerking off in a hot tub. It sucks.
Like, I looked this up. Apparently, apparently
it is like Death Clock. It is like Death Clock.
to run slight defense, I look at this. They wanted to use Wonder Woman in the show, but there was a rule at the time that said she can't be in any story where she's not the main character.
That goes crazy. But also, there's like Black Canary, and there's like Huntress. There's other options. They can
DC
like,
has been around for a while. You could pluck a few women and non-white characters out of there, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Everyone here is rich and votes Republican and is white and has green on. I hate this fucking team. It sucks. Also, Wyatt, fun fact, Superman refused to join it. I don't blame him. If I showed up and all you niggas are wearing green and Republican, I would also go home.
It's like, I don't want to hang out with Hawkman.
Fucking Barry Allen vote.
Oh, also, yeah, I forgot. Barry Allen's there, too.
I know we talked about voice cast and like how good the voice cast is, right? Whoever cast Chris Hardwick in this show is my fucking enemy. Why, you didn't know? Chris Hardwick is Green Arrow in this fucking show.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, hey, whoever idea this was, I'm going to beat you to death with a mug.
I'm in your walls.
Literally kill you. Like, dude, I don't hear, well, hey, everybody, it's me. Hey, you know me, Chris Hardwick from G4 TV. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You guys like the web soup? I have allegations. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say, always good when a comedian has allegations in their Wikipedia page. You know, when you click on it. So
that's gonna be something good. Like, I'm like, Chris, dude, I'm not watching fucking The Talking Dead, dude. Get this motherfucker out of my face.
We need. You mentioned the voice cast. We need to talk about sort of a shift that happens in season 5. So the season 5 opener features Superman, who is they don't like establish that Superman as a new guy or anything. He's just supposed to have existed all this time, and we're just now meeting him.
Sure.
That's funny.
Superman, Lois, and Lex are voiced by their DCAU actors, and they sound terrible. These are some of the best voice actors of all time doing
Andrea
roles.
Romano is not doing voice direction. So.
No, that's the thing. She is. I looked up. She took over as voice director during season 4 and 5. So I don't know what the fucking problem is.
Well,
I know what the problem is. The problem is that Clancy Brown's check did not clear. Clancy Brown was like, "Hey, I'll do Lex again. This check better fucking clear." Like, we're recording. The check hasn't cleared yet. You guys are getting. I'm Lex Luthor. Hello, everyone. It's me, Lex Luthor.
I'm giving you a bounce-worthy Lex performance.
I think George Newbern is fine. He's fine as like with Superman and Clark. I will say the only good part of season 5, the only good episode I think is the Superman episodes. Funny enough, but only a little bit. They're not like great, but they're like bad episodes of Unlimited, which I think is crazy to say. But a bad episode of Unlimited is a good episode of the Batman season 5.
The thing is, you're right, but the problem with the best episodes being the Superman ones, that's the season opener.
Yeah. There's a funny thing, Wyatt, where Superman meets Batman, right? And Batman saves Superman and says, hey, Superman's like, give it back. And Batman's like, you don't have a lot of faith. Superman immediately uses X-ray vision and finds out Batman's identity immediately. He goes, okay, Mr. Wayne.
Which
dick move, right?
That sounds familiar.
Here's the thing. Bruce goes home. No, he goes to Metropolis. He has a Wayne Tower in Metropolis. He goes there, uses a computer. Robin goes, what are you doing? He's doxing Superman. He says, I'm triangulating all his flight patterns to find his apartment. And he showed up at his apartment and goes, hi, Superman. And I'm like, that's funny. And then the episode stopped being interesting right after that.
Yeah. Which, here's the thing. That's something they just stole straight up from the DCAU Batman-Superman first meeting.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, is that it's like the world's finest. Whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I was talking about Poison Ivy being wasted potential, because she starts out as, like, Barbara's friend who became evil, and now Barbara has to deal with her. Also, Batgirl, barely in season 5. Just putting that out
like
there.
4 episodes.
They bring in Poison Ivy for this 2-parter. She is literally a plot device. She's locked in a tube, has no dialogue. Batgirl's not there. They just use her for her powers. And it's like, that really sums up the direction the show took, I think.
I'm getting some big Transformers Prime vibes here with season 3, where there's just like, all right, RC, you're gonna get like one episode, and Arachnid, you're dead. Get out of here. So.
But Lex goes, yeah. Poison Ivy came to me to work together, but I want to control you, Superman. So I locked her in a tube of sexism, and she can't get out because I won't allow it. The thing that gets me also about like that. Are we just now realizing that we could have mind controlled Superman? He was just out and active.
Yeah. Look, let's not dig too deep into plot holes in these kinds of shows.
No. I'm not going to.
Did we just not establish that one of the guys wanted to freeze the city so he could rob the city after being its god? like literally a plot written by a child thinking of what would be a cool thing for a villain to do when he's playing with toys.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
I did want to mention before we got off it, because we just went right into season 5, is that we do see this version of Harley Quinn.
Another good episode. Another good episode.
A bright spot. This is such an interesting, different take on Harley, but like not too different,
I think what's crazy is it feels like this show, and this is crazy thing for me to say about a show made in 2004 by men. I think this show has the juice when it's writing women, but it doesn't want to. It feels like it's begrudgingly I will write an episode about a woman, and it's really good. Yeah. like it's so great. Like I don't want to make a bad girl episode. She's not in season 5, but I'll write one for this season. Really good episode. Nigga. So wait, are you sexist? Like from like a you don't think women are people standpoint, or you just hate talking about them? I hate talking about them.
Wouldn't be a bad
Kishimoto thing.
Wouldn't be a Batman cartoon without a weird relationship with women.
The thing is, in this show, Harley Quinn is a Dr. Phil style TV psychologist who is also the favorite show the Joker watches on the weekends. Crazy good conceit, crazy good concept. The design also fantastic. It is such a good update of Harley's normal design.
It doesn't fuck with
really
what
play
works.
with the shapes. No, they make her shapes bigger and stuff like that. It works fantastically, and I love that. She's like, I'm just gonna they took my holiday special, my primetime special. I'm gonna kill Dr. Phil. That's basically what the episode's about.
Which what, maybe he's cooking a little. not saying anything incriminating on the podcast, but maybe she's got some gas in the kitchen.
They also do a good job of showing that she is a good match for the Joker. He kidnaps her as a funny goof, and then she goes oh, you're giving me an order? Hyenas, sick 'em, boys. And the hyena go to attack her, and she screams, down, boy, and they all sit. He goes, whoa, dude, I got Joker wood. He's actually into her a little bit, and I'm this is good. I like this. They still have a very toxic, abusive relationship, but it shows that he does like her to some degree. It's really, I don't know.
It's a shakeup that works.
Every good episode of this show bums me out that some executive was no. Can we have an episode about Hawkman and Shadow Thief? Those episodes that everyone likes about Justice League? Those good Justice League episodes?
We've been looking over your numbers. Can we shitify it by 20%?
Yeah.
And also, one really good thing about this version of Harley Quinn, not played by Tara Strong.
Not played by Tara fucking Strong.
Why the fuck is Tara Strong always Harley Quinn?
I don't know, but she gets worse every time.
Yeah, and it's never been good even one time as Harley Quinn. Even in roles of shows that I like DC Superhero Girls, I'm no, we don't need. She's already fucking Batgirl because she's just Twilight Sparkle again, because that's what the whole show is.
At least,
it's just
at least as Batgirl, she gets
what if DC Superheroes was My Little Pony, and it's okay, Cook, I guess, but
But also, it's weirder because Hayden Walsh is her here. And she's also in all those shows. Just have her be fucking Harley too. She proves that she can do it. I don't want to hear Tara Strong fucking struggle her way through trying to sound high. She does it enough when she does her sexy baby voice. I don't want to fucking hear it in other places.
I hate both that you said that, and both I know what you mean.
She's heavy buys me Tara Strong. I think you shouldn't get vaccinated. Right?
That's that's what every VTuber sounds like to me.
Morgan, I'll pay you $200 American to never do that again.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll pay you $200 American to get me Tara Strong's phone number. I take all that back, Miss Strong. I know you are definitely a Republican, but let's. This is recorded. This is being recorded. Never mind.
Morgan, you're putting this out on the internet.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to edit any of this out.
Yeah, play that back, double it.
But, I guess
actually, on all the monitors, like Mr. Water News, you know.
I guess so. We talked about the show. I do want to talk about before we wrap up. I do want to talk about production. Because we do love to talk about production in shows. Yeah. This show was developed by my brain just went break. Let me check my notes. Mm-hmm. That's an Italian.
Dwayne Capici.
Capici, yeah, who is known as like the developer of Transformers Prime, which we talked about the same issue, which is very funny. Also, Robots in Disguise, a show that is a show.
It's really bad. If you want to talk about
which one?
Transformers shows being Craven fucking toy commercials, then
the one with
Robots in Disguise.
The one with Grimlock. Yeah, with Grimlock and stuff like that.
Hey, I like Grimlock.
2015 one. It's like the most, like if you took, like literally AI generated show. Like if you took scripts of this show, like the Batman, like all these other like kids action cartoons, and like crammed them together, and then we're like, all right, here you go. This is Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015.
Yeah, that was the one where they
is going to be about strong arm and fucking sideswipe
arguing. Yes.
Hey, listen, I've known strong arm for like 5 years. Never asked about her politics. She seems like a great gal. That's all I'll say.
She is a cop car.
We've never talked about that
like
kind of stuff together.
She's like a SWAT car.
I don't follow her Twitter.
So. She loves to hit protesters. But no, but like. I remember when the show was airing, Wyatt was like, "Hey, this is the worst shit I've ever seen." It was it was like, and I hate to use words like I'm a knight. That shit was Craven. I hated watching it. It was but he also has a series producing and also writing credits on Jackie Chan Adventure, on the Men in Black TV show, stuff like that.
Oh yes, and that's another big stylistic, again, that has like the Glenn Murakami art and everything as well. So.
Yeah, this show, like, the Edge produced, like Rexy mentioned earlier, the theme for the beginning of it. And then after that, we get, fucking Andy Sturmer. Yeah, Andy Sturmer, yeah. He, has a connection to another thing connected to Puffy Amiyumi. He has a connection to them, which is...
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be mean to Puffy's music. I don't know a goddamn thing about it, but I will say, I hate the fucking theme song for this show. And Wyatt, this is one that you're gonna like. He also has credits for composing and writing the Ben 10
There it
is. Yeah.
So he helped make It Started When an Alien Device Did What It Did.
The most made up lyrics of all time.
And he got big as cum. He's no ordinary dick. He's cum 10.
You people are insane. I'm not listening to that episode.
Yes, you are. You're gonna listen to the Cum 10 episode, or we'll kill you. Coming in.
Go, keep going. This is great.
But yeah,
play that back. Double it.
This show has like. This show has like a lot of people that you know about, like from we talk about Glenn Murakami and other stuff. This has like a lot of people that from like producing other shows like this. Like Jeff Masuda's also here, and it makes me think of why isn't it good?
Well, here's one thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, even though like Jeff Matsuda has definitely worked on things I don't like. That just is the truth. So is Glenn Murakami. So has everyone that's on the show has worked on things I don't like. But I feel like this is the switch, because after this show, they all stop making things I've ever liked. And I know that's like an intense thing to say. Yeah. But like, I think this is like the point where it switches over to like, oh yeah, I don't know if I like any of the work you guys have done. Yeah. Anymore.
Now, I do think one of the reasons it got bad is because in the first 2 seasons, one of the prominent writers was Greg Weisman from, Gargoyle, Spectacular Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And famously, he's very good at writing DC action cartoons. He's got a great track record of that, and I hope to see more of it in the future.
Yeah. So, Glenn Murakami was involved with Earthspark? What? I did not. I'm sorry. I'm just like going through.
It's only their Spark
his credits. It's Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's first of all, that's the current Transformers series. So
it was.
I mean, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, you better get used to talking about like Wild King or whatever.
Also,
yeah, it's just
go ahead, Wyatt. You go first.
Well, I'm just going to say that like, I guess my quick opinion on that show is like first season good, has some problems. Second season really bad. So it's like the opposite of Cyberverse, where the first season was really bad, and then after that I was like, wait, is this good now? Like, did they accidentally, like, they actually made something good? And then the third season was The Matrix for some reason. So then that was pretty good. Like, they did like Beast Machines again, but with the Quintessons instead of Megatron being the Sentinels. So
it got good when they did Beast Machines. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we all love Beast Machines here in this apartment. So yeah,
I will say, like, and I think the biggest, like, most interesting thing about like the crossover between this show and like the Brave and the Bold, which we'll talk about at some other point, is that there's like a few choice changes in like who's in charge of stuff between this and the Brave and the Bold that I think is crazy to me. It's the addition of James Tucker. James Tucker doesn't really have like a lot of stuff on the Batman, right? But he comes in from working on like the Superman animated series and like Animaniacs and like some stuff on like Batman Beyond also and like other stuff. And he comes in to like help develop what we got as the Brave and the Bold. And it's night and fucking day. I don't know. This show needed, and I hate the fucking jerk off Bruce Timm. It sucks. I think Bruce Timm is like talented, but he's also like a dickhead. But this show needed Bruce Timm juice so bad. Maybe not Bruce Timm himself, but someone that worked with him. Like, I think that's like the core issue here is that like
I think the big problem with Bruce Timm isn't necessarily him, even though he does have his own issues. As we discussed, the women all are the exact same character, just with a different template drawn on for them. But the problem is just the fans that are like literally the greatest fucking, like whatever, like cartoon creator of all time, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just like, okay, she's worked on some good stuff, like Tiny Toons and Batman and whatever, but obviously like things, there are other styles or things out there that I enjoy as well. Everything doesn't need to be exactly like Batman the Animated Series to be good.
Counterpoint, we just watched a Batman show that had no Bruce Timm involvement. We're talking about how bad it got.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like I think the issue is that like I think the worst thing for the Batman show is when it started to try to be like Bruce Timm. Like Bruce Timm and his team are like, they're perverts in the traditional sense of like, haha, women's sexy feet, right? But also they're perverts about their art. They're perverts about their art, like the style of art that they do, they are all about it. You can't copy that. You can't copy real passion about the style of thing that you do. And I think that like even this show, when it was weak in season 1 and 2, right, there was glimmers of that passion. And I think when it comes to superhero media, apparent like more so than anything, when there's someone making something superhero media like that they don't have like an original idea or conceit or passion about it, it's the most obvious thing on earth when it comes to superhero stuff. It's why so many Marvel movies have been bad recently. It's because you can immediately see like, you don't really give a fuck about what you're doing here. And superheroes are so goofy and dumb that if you're not going into it caring about it, you're going to make a bad thing.
I can't imagine that. Anyway, so 2 episodes from now is the Fantastic Four.
Have fun with that.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Hey,
hopefully we'll hit the algo.
They have Fantastic right there in the title. It's got to be good.
Yeah, because we got the movie coming out. We got, people are super horny for whatever the hell. What's her name? Sue?
Her name is The Thing. Thank you very much.
Her name is The Thing. Yeah, the Butch.
Yeah, the Thing. They're all super horny for The Thing in Marvel Rivals.
As they should be.
If the internet's to be believed, that's not too far from the truth a little bit. I've been seeing some boners, some rockers, if you will.
You put in the Tumblr.
I guess Wyatt, Rexy, any final thoughts about The Batman.
How about you go first, Rexy?
Yes, I have two little ones that stood out. First of all, Killer Croc could fucking get it.
Sure.
Insane how they cooked with that guy.
Dude, I wanted to see.
They turned him from like an ugly, like scaly guy to like, what if he was a lizard man?
Someone on that show was a scaly. I will not believe otherwise.
Soul Calibur 2, like
he does like a Soul Calibur 2 lizard. But dude, I wanted to see his little slit where like it opens. Whoa.
Yeah, you said it.
Sorry. Whoa,
hey, we were all thinking it.
You want to see some over positioning art of
show that cloaca right fucking now.
Wyatt, that's so disgusting. Let me Google it so I can never see it again. I have to be aware of it so I can never see it again. But yeah, go ahead, Rexy. I'm sorry. You said
my other thing is at some point in I think season 3 they bring on Black Mask as a villain, which is insane. Putting Black Mask on a kids show in 2006 is like putting Professor Pig in a kids show in 2013. It shouldn't happen. For those who don't know, Black Mask in the comics has two gimmicks. One, he's an angry mob boss who has a mask that looks like a black skull. Ooh, scary. His other thing is he loves to torture women to death.
Yeah.
So when you're pulling from the rogues gallery and you're like, let's do Black Mask, it's like, okay, at this point I think there's passion for something, but I don't want to know what it is.
Yeah.
Thank God the show doesn't have women in it anymore. That'd be dangerous if it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
Season 5, Bad Justice League, ends on a bad note. It's just... The Season 5 finale really has nothing to do with the Batman. None of the villains are in it except for Hugo Strange for some reason.
It's a bad Justice League episode. It's such a bummer. Like, it's really bad and sad.
Yeah.
All right. That's true, but you shouldn't say it. What about you, Wyatt? Any last thoughts about the Batman?
First season and like second season were pretty solid. Like, didn't really have any like major problems with them. Like we discussed and everything. Like some very generic versions of characters, but whatever. Like, I don't know. As long as the plot is interesting or whatever, like the writing is interesting, I think that you can like kind of ignore some like lame, like, or villains that are like changed up or altered or whatever in any specific way. And then I do think like it starts to sort of lose focus with season 3 and like what I've seen of season 4 and 5. Which again, I was like 4 episodes or whatever between both of them, so take it with a grain of salt, everybody. I have an excuse. I had to go to a funeral this week, so it's not I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that. But the show, it starts with a little bit of this like sauce, and then it just kind of like fizzles out, which is like unfortunately just keeps happening with a lot of these like cartoons that we're talking about and like action shows. Like I remember even like Shaolin Showdown, which we haven't talked about and we probably won't, was like the first season they had like a really strong vision, and then like the second season it felt like it was like, okay, you're kind of just like treading water at this point. And then the third season was like, all right, we need to wrap this shit up. Like this is, we kind of need to just like move on to something different. So it's just for like whatever reason, Warner Brothers is just kind of like trapped in the cycle of making a show. People are kind of into it at first, like making it, and then it just sort of like deteriorates as time goes on. I hope that doesn't happen with the Superman show that just came out.
Fingers crossed.
People seem to like that, like the second season of that, because it had like Brainiac and shit.
Well, we liked it because it was good.
So sure. No, I'm pretty sure people only liked it. They saw Brainiac like, okay, now it's good.
I did get so horny I passed out when I saw Brainiac. It's true.
Yeah.
No, but like
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think like it's a bummer. I will say like you bring up Warner Brothers shows, the Shaolin Showdown, and like other stuff. They're great examples. There's this weird executive shakeup that like happens on all Warner Brothers action cartoons. Every single fucking one. Some executive shows up and says, "Hey, we need to change everything about the show." And I get I get that knee-jerk reaction. I get that reaction as a creative or like as like a creative supervisor to go, "We should change everything about the show." Maybe don't. Like maybe fight that urge. Cuz like no
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say no one likes the redesign of like BTAS. No one likes that. Like
no, not at all.
like if you're so desperate to do like let's do a big shakeup, just make another fucking show. Just make another motherfucker. Just end your show after 2.5 or 3 seasons and make a new show. Because these shakeups just kind of ruin the legacy of a lot of these cartoons. Like, and they go like, oh, we should just make another show. Because like this show kind of feels like a new show version of like the redesign of BTAS. You know?
Yeah.
And then they do it again, and then Brave and the Bold feels like the real conceit of what they wanted the end of this show to be. Like they realize it eventually, but then they make us sit through 2 seasons of dog shit before they realize we should just make a new show, and it keeps happening, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, so that's why it's really, really not good that Cartoon Network, like as a brand, is now under the directly under the purview of Warner Brothers Animation. Like they're no longer separate entities working under like the same like Turner and Warner Brothers and whatever. Like now that Cartoon Network Studios was destroyed, now all the people that work for Cartoon Network Studios have to answer to WB Animation. So now nothing good is ever going to get made. So that's not
by
good.
accident. I guess very last thought though. I think even though the show gets made later on, I think this show is a masterclass in character design. I stand by that. If you want to get good at character design and reading shapes and stuff like that, unironically, sometimes when I'm drawing like stuff, I will pull up the shape guides and like the reference sheets for the villains of this show. The Penguin is crazy use of ovals. The Joker's great use of triangles in a weird way.
The characters all have like a sort of curve to their face that really adds a lot.
Yeah. I would say if you're drawing, look up some of these designs. They look really good. I would say Batman villains in general, look up them throughout the years, and it can really get you thinking about redesign stuff. But I don't know if you need to watch the show past season 1. That's just what I'm saying. But yeah,
you really don't. Like, give it season 1, season 2, maybe season 3, but just know it gets worse as
maybe
it goes
just
on.
The opener of season 3 with Batgirl, but that's it. Yeah,
it's a show that like it starts mid, gets good, and ends bad, which is one of the worst things to happen to a show.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. But hey, like it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is definitely like yeah, it's fine. I guess this is an existent cartoon. You know that will I ever want to go back and rewatch it?
No.
Ever, like at any point ever in my entire life as a human being? No. But it existed, and the problem though is that as much as credit as I do want to give to the real people that did make this, and I do believe that there was at some stage people that cared a lot and wanted to put their all in. And even though like the first season is kind of mid, as we said, like it's clear that they were trying to really establish a vibe for this new era of Batman. It just is like whatever, you know, like by the time that it gets to the end, you're just like, okay, who gives a shit? It's just like a pile of crap now. So it's just like why care? Why put effort into? It's like the fucking Star Wars sequels. Like why care at all about even the good parts if it just ends on such a terrible mess that, you know, yeah. Anyway, Rexy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us where we can find you.
All right. Well, you can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky under Skarchomp, same as usual. I also have a little cave under the city that I go to. You can't know where it is unless you remember the Justice League. If you are White Green Lantern or Republican Flash, you are more than welcome to come to my secret basement and yell at my kids.
Morgan?
Oh, hey guys, it's bit time. Hi, I'm Morgan. You can find me at Girl Next Door. No, my bits, nigga, my bits. Yeah. Back, I'm like poking you with a stick. Back away from my bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me at Girl Next Door on on Tumblr, And that's pretty much it. I'm also on Blue Sky. You got to get rid of the Blue Sky, though, because the Joker's going to bake Blue Sky into a big pie and slam it into a wall, destroying it. So you got to get there before that happens. I'm usually drawing or talking shit. Mostly talking shit. But I am drawing again. I'm trying to draw a bunch of Pokemon. It don't matter. I'm always doing that. Wyatt, where can we find you?
On Twitter, Blue Sky, WazRanger, WAZP Ranger. Oh, excuse me. Mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I do post about this podcast, other podcasts I'm on, and videos I'm making. At the time recording this, I haven't made the Stugo video yet, but I just finished the script because the show just ended at the time of recording this right now. It just ended today. So that should hopefully be up by the time that this episode goes up. Before that, I did like a video on the Control-Delete animated series, talking about kind of my feelings about gamer humor in like the 2000s, and that was like a pretty good video. I did one on the Disney show Primos, which I did as a stopgap before I got to Stugo, and that turned out to be a show that I really enjoyed. So, check out those videos. That one like really popped off, and now I'm able to become a YouTube partner, so thumbs up to that.
Nice.
I can start making 50 cents off of all these podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Nigga, we got gum money now. We got gum money now. Let's go. We're buying bubble
Get
gum.
those jawbreakers.
Yeah, but yes. So also Patreon, of course, $3 you get the episode a week early. You can get the episode on Squirrel Boy right now if you're listening to this on YouTube.
Holy shit.
Oh.
That's yes, that is our next episode. And if you only got $1, that's fine. Go on over to It's Only Magic, the Patreon, and put in that $1. Put your silver dollar into there, and you can still get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. It's a good time. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. How fucking long have we been? Oh my god, almost 2 hours.
We talked for nearly 2
about,
hours about the Batman.
We always talk, like, why do we always do, like, 2-hour episodes on these, like, DC cartoons?
Because
Listen, Morgan and I are comic nerds about this, so we got a lot to say about it, and you got to listen to us.
Also, action cartoons inherently make you talk longer. Because there's so much continuity shit to be thinking about in character arcs and stuff, we can't just go show funny.
I can't wait for the 35-minute Squirrel Boy episode. But anyway,
someone help me.
Longer than people remembered that show.
Wyatt has me locked up. He's gonna make me watch Squirrel Girl. Someone help me, please. Call the police. Go to police.
Mm-hmm. You keep saying Squirrel Girl, which is the trans version of
Dude, I'm gonna shift it to a universe where I'm watching that. I'm watching, thank God, Equality, a mid dog shit show about a trans woman. I'm gonna shift into that universe.
That's what the future that we should all be striving for is that we get like complete mid, but it's all woke. So that's the
woke but dog shit. Like, because right now gamers pretend stuff that's woke is dog shit. That's not the truth. I wish it was.
Yeah. But Squirrel Boy is next, so everybody get all geared up. Gonna be checking that out. Nobody likes this show, but maybe we will.
Have fun with that.
I doubt it.
So when are y'all gonna do an episode on Bobby Says?
Was that?
That's a See It Real show. Bobby Says,
like,
I don't know, guys. I hate this.
That's the seeing real thing.
Yeah, it lasted for 6 episodes.
Oh yeah, I think we will do an episode that's just seeing real stuff, like all of it at once.
And I'm going to be locked in a cage where I'm gonna rip his jugular out with my fucking teeth.
Well, I think we'll do. Or here's the thing. Actually, I actually told this to Cody. Like, I think we'll do. We might either get Cody on for the CN Real episode in general, or do a separate episode about The Outsiders, which is like the ghost hunting show that CN Real did. So.
What the fuck are you saying to me? The Outsider is nothing.
Yeah.
It's not a real show.
So, I'm saying that we get.
Yeah, they made it in France along with the Cramp twins.
Cody either wanted to come back for just seeing real in general or specifically that show. I don't know if we're gonna have enough to talk about fucking The Outsiders for a whole episode. Yeah. So maybe just get him on for just seeing real in general.
We're doing that. I'm not talking with that gay motherfucker about some ghost show I don't like for an hour. Fuck you.
Well, there goes the Scooby-Doo episode.
Oh yeah, check out Horror Hole, which
check out Horror Hole. It's very fun
on his channel. So
even though I'm very homophobic towards Cody, I've known him for a decade and I love him deeply.
Yes.
But I ain't watching no
it's that damn
outsiders. Mug. I ain't watching no goddamn outsiders for no goddamn fucking cartoon buffoon episode.
I mean, yeah, we are, but you are going to be watching all the See Unreal shows because we are doing that. Actually, hold on, let me see when. That's 14 episodes from now, so you still got some time. We still have Brave and the Bold. We still have Secret Saturdays and stuff like that. Alien Force.
Dude, this
the Mr.
nigga,
Men show.
No, this nigga sitting here trying to feed me the good shows we have left while I'm watching Squirrel Girl the week coming.
Yeah,
Squirrel Boy the week
Girl again.
You know what?
Also, Casper's Scare School is right before See Unreal.
Oh, you're not watching Casper's Scare School.
Actually, this cluster of things is extremely bad because it's Casper's Scare School, then See Unreal, then the Garfield show. All terrible.
Wait, the CGI Garfield show?
Yeah. This is
Holy
2009.
shit.
This is like the worst possible era of Cartoon Network. Is like right before.
You're not watching all that shit.
And regular show.
Dude, I'm gonna be making the shining staring face as just like all work and no play McJackson. I'm just gonna murder Wyatt with an axe.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the thumbnail.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Yeah, peace out.